guys, welcome to Sheridan. My name is Stephanie Alba.
And I'm Justine Polanic.
Coming up on today's show, we have an athlete interview with triathlete Chris Mosier from the You Can Play campaign, who works to ensure the inclusion of all LGBTQ athletes, and Irina Amanova attended a special poetry slam tonight, focusing on Black History Month.
We'll also have updates for the Sheridan sports teams who are in a battle for the playoffs, and Jesse Cabral is live at film.ca to talk about the Oscar event they're having this weekend.
But first, we're going to Quinn, who has all the information on the upcoming Oscars award show.
The 89th Annual Academy Awards is next week, and the movie industry is abuzz with hype for the event. Some big-ticket actors are nominated this year, including Canada's own Ryan Gosling for his role in the movie La La Land. Co-star Emma Stone is also up for Best Actress, as well as the movie La La Land is up for Best Picture. Other films that could take home the big prize are Lion, a movie about an Indian boy who gets separated from his family. We follow main character Saru, played by Dev Patel, as he tries to find them. Fences, starring Denzel Washington, is a film set in old America. We follow a black baseball player who is too old to enter the Major League Baseball when they start admitting players of color. We see his struggle to be a good father and husband. Moonlight, a visual portrait of life as an African American, a poetic representation of life, family, and friendship. I spoke with some Sheridan students on who they think is going to win Best Picture.
Oscars this year, I'm actually pretty happy with the Oscars, I guess. I've seen probably 4 out of all the ones nominated. La La Land is my favorite movie this year. Hell or High Water, I'm actually glad that got nominated because that's not a really typical movie that would, I guess you're saying.
I'd say they're pretty diverse, especially from last year, the controversy that happened. I think they're really picking it up in terms of like the diversity of their choices, so yeah.
I think there's a very interesting lineup. Like, you have such diverse films, and like Moonlight looks very interesting, but then you have La La Land, which is a musical, like, and it had really interesting aspects in the cinematography and everything. Like, there are a lot of movies in the lineup that look really interesting, and there's really a tough competition in there.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything that he just said. I remember like a few years ago, like a lot of focuses were on more like, action, like Mad Max.
I actually think it's a great time to not only remember actors who've passed and all the technicians and the musicians and directors and producers who have also passed, but also to honor people who've created in movies and participated in creating movies, because it is an art form.
That's all the Oscar coverage we have for you right now. This is Quinn Vertoli reporting for Sup Sheridan.
Now let's head over to Jesse Cabral, who's live at film.ca on Spears Avenue in Oakville. What's going on over there, Jesse?
Thanks. I'm here at film.ca Cinemas, and I'm talking with Jeff. And Jeff's going to be telling me about their Oscars night that they have here. So, Jeff, why don't you tell me a bit about the event you have here?
So what we're doing this year is we're actually having an Oscar celebration in the theater. So we'll be telecasting the Oscars broadcast live on our big screen in theater number 1, and throughout the evening we're going to have trivia contest and prize giveaways and just some fun for the Oscars night. I mean, it's a film-centric facility, so we want to we want to continue that with that particular the night of all nights for our industry.
And I've been hearing that admission here for the event is free. Is that true?
Yeah, the admission is free, so all you have to do is register online. You can go to our website, and there's a link to actually register for tickets, because we don't want to oversell. And of course, there'll be snacks and food available throughout the evening, but it is strictly free, and you can actually walk away with some cool film swag if you're lucky.
So how many people are you expecting right now? How many can your cinema hold?
Well, it's about a 225 seat theater. We're registered about 110, 120 seats as of today. So right as of now, there's lots of capacity, but you have to reserve to make sure that you get a guaranteed seat.
And that site is film.ca, correct?
www.film.ca.
All right, and just thank you so much for agreeing to do this. It's great that we are out here. And Can you tell me a bit more about like the theater here itself? It's situated very close to the campus, I see.
Well, we're very proud Sheridan College host, actually. We do a lot of things with your college, but Film.ca Cinemas is located in Oakville at 171 Spears Road. We're a first-run theater, all digital, and we play Hollywood's biggest pictures as well as a lot of alternative and art kind of films as well. Right now, with Oscar season, we're playing a number of the Oscar contenders.
So thank you so much for agreeing to do this, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jesse. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere.
We'll have all the news you need to know. Stay tuned.
Sup, Sheridan. I'm Raya Walford. Here's what's happening in the news today. Scientists have discovered 7 Earth-sized planets orbiting a small star 39 light years away. All of these planets could potentially have water. This discovery is the first of its kind, and scientists are saying it's the best chance to find life outside our solar system. 2 Hamilton men have been charged after a high-end printer was stolen from Mohawk College in November. The incident occurred when one of the men showed up posing as a repairman and took the printer. Police say it was used to create fake IDs, health cards, birth certificates, credit cards, and counterfeit money. Charges have also been laid on a 33-year-old woman and 29-year-old man in relation to the fake ID operation. High school science teacher Timothy Sullivan is being accused of misconduct after allegedly telling students that vaccines can lead to death. Sullivan denied these allegations, saying that his issue is with affirmed consent rather than vaccines. The Ontario Liberals have been given a Lifetime Achievement Award for their mishandling of the energy policy by Canadian Taxpayers Federation. The Federation cited a series of ill-advised policy decisions ranging from the $950 million closing of planned gas plants in 2011 to the new imposition of cap-and-trade system, which could increase electricity prices by 25%. Ontario has passed a ban preventing winter disconnections for hydro customers. It's not clear how quickly the ban will be put into effect, but Energy Minister Glenn Thibault says most local utility providers in the province have already agreed to voluntarily end winter disconnects. Windstream Energy is suing the federal government for $28 million for the suspension of an offshore wind project. The company had a 300-megawatt project planned, but the provincial government suspended it in 2011. Thailand police have arrested 2 men accused of slashing Canadian Philip Sullivan with a machete after trying to steal his friend's gold necklace. 68-year-old Sullivan was hacked on his right arm and neck and remains in stable condition. About 150 protesters are marching arm in arm out of the Dakota Access protest camp while singing and playing drums. They leave behind the smoldering remains of the camp as the deadline approaches. However, a few protesters are not going anywhere and are prepping for a standoff with the police. The camp has been the headquarters for the protesting of the construction since August. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is defending a bill that came up for debate in Parliament earlier this week. Trudeau says the legislation to expand border pre-clearance at Canadian airports and other crossings will protect travelers under the Canadian Charter of Rights. Under pre-clearance, travelers don't have to pass through customs in the US because they've already done so before departing Canada. The White House has yet to respond to Amnesty International's annual report, which takes aim at US President Donald Trump. They say his poisonous campaign rhetoric exemplifies a global trend towards angrier and more divisive politics. Canada was recognized in the report for its recent treatment of refugees, noting that at least 38,000 Syrians were resettled here. More than 14,000 San Jose residents have fled their homes. City officials expanded the area for mandatory evacuation to the full 100-year flood zone. Water levels reached 13.6 feet last night, setting the largest recorded level in 100 years. City Mayor Sam Liccardo said during a press conference that the city failed to properly communicate with the residents who were forced to evacuate and has called for an improvement for the future. We're going to take another short break, but when we come back, we'll have your entertainment news, and Bella Criscala has your updates from the world of sports. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Sub Sheridan. In a few minutes, Bella Criscala will have our sports updates on our Bruins men's basketball and women's volleyball teams. And Irina Amanova will have your latest entertainment news. But first, Justine sat down earlier today with the president of the You Can Play campaign to talk about what the organization does and who they are. Take it away, Justine.
Chris Mosier is a triathlete and was the first trans athlete named to Team USA in the sprint duathlon. He was named Athlete of the Year in 2013 by the Complete Sports Diversity Awards and is now the Vice President of Program Development for You Can Play. You Can Play focuses on inclusion of LGBTQ athletes in professional sports and hope to offer an equal opportunity for everyone. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. So my first question for you is just to explain what your organization does and what it's all about.
Sure, You Can Play works to ensure the safety and inclusion of all people in sports, including LGBTQ athletes, coaches, and fans. And we believe that athletes should be judged based on their skills, their work ethic, and their competitive spirit, and not on their sexual orientation and or gender identity. We really work to combat the culture of casual homophobia in athletics to create safer and more respectful spaces in sport.
Our college here at Sheridan, we are very big on varsity teams. And so how would your organization promote inclusion?
So it's about creating an inclusive environment on your campus and in your organizations. And this really involves people stepping up to combat casual homophobia in the locker rooms and on the fields of play. You know, the language that we use is so incredibly important and can create and shape an environment in the space. So the first thing that I would suggest to everybody in your varsity teams is to really look at the language that they use to eliminate these casually homophobic terms that people use when they're talking about players who are underperforming or when they're trash talking. These words are really important and they can make a player feel unsafe if they're dangerous or hostile sort of.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you. That's all that I have for you, but it was a pleasure talking to you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this for us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
No problem. Have a good day.
Okay, let's head over to Bella Criscala, who has all the sports updates. Bella, what can you tell us about the huge Leafs game last night?
Well, Steph, if the storyline wasn't already focused on the top 2 NHL draft picks heading into last night's game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets, they made sure the post-game talks were about them. Second overall draft pick Patrick Laine notched 2 goals to reach the 30-goal mark in his first NHL season. Leafs rookie sensation Austin Matthews picked up 3 assists, including setting up Jake Gardiner for the overtime winner to get the full 2 points in a 5-4 win. The Leafs jump back into the 3rd playoff spot in the Atlantic Division with the win. NBA All-Star Weekend has come and gone, but one blockbuster trade before Thursday's deadline will have a lasting effect on the NBA landscape. The Sacramento Kings traded DeMarcus Cousins to the New Orleans Pelicans for a package including Buddy Hield, Tyreek Evans, and a first-round pick. Other potential moves before tomorrow's 3 p.m. deadline include the Timberwolves and Knicks discussing a trade for Derrick Rose, and the Celtics are rumored to have interest in Jimmy Butler. And the days of throwing 4 pitches for an intentional walk are over in Major League Baseball. The MLB has approved the use of a manager's signal instead of the traditional 4-pitch walk when a team wants to allow an opposing batter a free pass to first base. There was an intentional walk for every 2.6 games last season, and MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred says this is only the start of changes to come. The Sheridan Bruins men's basketball team capped off their first undefeated regular season in team history, beating St. Clair 80-73. The Bruins were in trouble late in the 4th quarter by losing by 3, but closed the game on a 14-4 run to secure victory. Brian Owusu led the team, scoring a game-high 19 points, and the team has already secured their 16th division title, but won't return to action until the OCAA Championships starting March 2nd. And although the season may be finished for Sheridan Bruins women's volleyball team, the players are keeping things positive. Let's look at what some of them had to say about this past season.
After a 3-set sweep against the Conestoga Condors, the 2016-2017 season wrapped up for the Sheridan Bruins women's volleyball team. The Lady Bruins playoff push came to an end after finishing the season with an 8-10 record, leaving them just 1 win out of the postseason. And after missing the playoffs for back-to-back seasons, players know what they have to do in order to come back stronger and better for next year.
I think the team as a whole, we definitely need to work on communication a little bit more. That definitely did affect us a little bit closer to the end of the season.
The season was not all negative for the Bruins. There were many elements of their game that the team would like to see be carried into next year.
It's just like since we were a new team, it was kind of like a fresh outlook on everything. So it was a different, like a way to change what we've been doing and kind of like reset the clock. Kind of. We have some height now, so it's like we have people that are almost like 6 foot. Our height was like a big advantage for us.
I think that us all coming in as first years and getting to work together, and that really did help us out. You know, a little bit. We are rebuilding. So I think the fact that our team is going to be the same team for the next 3 or 4 years will definitely help us in the future.
That's it for your sports update. Now let's head over to Arena Amanova for entertainment. So Arena, what's this we hear about Harrison Ford pulling an Indiana Jones type move?
That's right. Aviation enthusiast Harrison Ford meant to land his plane on a runway at John Wayne Airport in Orange County, but mistakenly landed on a taxiway passing over an American Airlines jet nearby. The American Airlines flight was still able to depart minutes later for Dallas. Just hours after Donald Trump proposed stricter entry requirements for foreigners and faster deportation proceedings, a refugee welcome banner was hung on the Statue of Liberty. The banner was hanging for an hour before it was removed. The Twitter account @Lady Liberty took credit for the stunt. A man who used a sledgehammer to ruin Donald Trump's Hollywood Walk of Fame star has avoided jail. James Otis, 53, was filmed damaging the star in October last year, 2 weeks before Mr. Trump won the presidency. The star was damaged to the extent that Mr. Trump's name could barely be recognized. Britain's music industry will salute chart-topping talent and falling icons at the Brit Awards, where nominees include Drake, Beyoncé, and David Bowie. Bowie, who died in January 2016, is nominated in the Album of the Year and Male British Artist categories. Organizers say the show will also include a tribute to George Michael, who died on Christmas Day at 53. Performers include pop-friendly Ed Sheeran, Katy Perry, and Bruno Mars, as well as the rapper Skepta, nominated for British Breakthrough Artist. A Los Angeles court has ordered singer Chris Brown to stay away from another ex, Karrueche Tran. Court documents reveal that Tran filed a claim saying Brown has repeatedly threatened her since December 2016 via text messages and friends. The order also calls for Brown to surrender any firearms he has until March 9th hearing. A different perspective took over open mic night yesterday, where students were honoring Black History Month by performing different poems about the historic times. Let's now take a look at the event.
This is why I'm saying we should have changed our mentality sooner. I'm done thinking about Black history, I'm thinking about Black future. This goes out to every child looking at the stars whose hearts start to beam. This goes out to every color and complexion that I've ever seen. I'll never be stuck in the past, no matter how bad it seems. Martin Luther King didn't have a memory. Martin Luther King had a dream.
A number of talented students performed in front of a crowd in honor of Black History Month on Tuesday night. The Sheridan Student Union organized the popular open mic event, only this time it was combined with poetry slam. Students sang and read their poetry about their struggles and personal experiences.
Was only given a warning, my cousin was given a piece of my grandma so he'd never feel lost or lonely.
See, my father told me I could be anything I want to be, but he also told me, well, my skin color is such that I'd have to work twice as hard to earn half as much.
And we're trying to encourage people to think about what Black History Month means and what different cultures are celebrated at the school alone. And so this was an open mic and a slam poetry night, and there was a lot more poetry than I expected there to be. It was very pleasantly surprising.
There were instances in the poem where I was referring to actual times or situations, and like all of the ones I referred to are things that actually happened.
The event ended on a positive note, with everybody dancing to Bob Marley's One Love. The SSU is planning to hold more events like this, so stay tuned. Celebrated Canadian theatre actor Richard McMillan has died at the age of 65 after a battle with cancer. McMillan was best known for his stage career, which took him across North America and the UK. McMillan also performed at the Stratford Festival for 11 seasons. All four Mirvish theaters in Toronto will dim their lights at curtain time today in a dual tribute to McMillan and Vinyl Cafe host, broadcaster, and author Stuart McLean, who passed away last week. That's all I have for the entertainment news. Let's head back over to the studio where Justine and Stephanie will take it away.
Thanks, Serena. We're going to take one more quick break, but when we come back, we'll have a look behind the scenes here at Sheridan Newsroom.
We'll also have a little weather update for the week and some weird news, including pineapple pizza controversy and meat and veggie festival. Stay tuned.
Raya Walford.
I'm Sean McConnell. We do the news flash updates for the Sheridan Sun TV show.
So basically, after our producer creates the lineups, we go in and we write our different stories, and then we take turns on air telling Sheridan what's up.
Yeah, and then ultimately during the show, we'll read the news.
Yeah.
We'll do the news segment for the show.
So every Wednesday, Sean brings in a box of Timbits, and that has to be my favorite part.
I like eating them.
I'm Jessica Palumbo.
And I'm Tyler Hopkinson.
And we are news writers for Sup Sheridan.
So we pretty much we write news stories for the show and as well as the news flashes. I think it's just the whole rush. It's a big adrenaline rush, you know. We're all scrambling to get our stuff done and, you know, tensions are high, but at the same time we're producing something I think that people are really going to enjoy.
Hi, I'm Taylor Charette. I'm the news producer this week. I basically decide what stories we're going to cover and in what order and how we're going to cover them. My favorite part of the job is actually staying really on top of the news all day.
I'm actually flat-footed. I cannot walk straight without my insoles, and they're still not on right now, but you know, it sucks, but it helps. So.
A weird fact about me is that I have a rescue dog from Aruba.
I took acrobatic dancing quite seriously for about 3 years.
I can lick my elbow.
Can we see you lick your elbow though?
God.
Yes.
The show.
Oh my god, he actually can!
There you go.
Sup Sheridan, my name is Tyler and I'm in the Bachelor of Applied Computer Science program. Although some of us might love this warm weather, wow is it ever foggy out today, as we currently sit at a high of 12 with strong wind gusts. Tomorrow we have chances of showers with a high of 15, and Friday we sit at a high of 7 with light rain showers. Saturday we shoot back up to an astounding 11 degrees with a risk for thunderstorms and heavy winds, and Sunday the temperature starts to fall as we sit at a high of 2 and a mix of sun and clouds. Lastly, on Monday we sit at a high of 4 with again a mix of sun and clouds and light showers. That's all we have for the 5-day forecast. Be safe out there and drive safe, guys. Back to you in the studio.
A council in the city of Kassel, Germany is starting a huge fuss over the fact that a vegetarian street festival will not be serving any meaty dishes. Councillors in the Hesse region want the organizers of the event to forget about the veggie theme and start adding in sausages and other meat products to the menu. Mayoral candidate Dominique Cobb says that this issue is close to people's hearts and will not go ignored.
And how do you feel about pineapple on pizza? Because apparently the president of Iceland has strong feelings of hate towards the fruity topping. President Johannesson stated to a high school that he is fundamentally opposed to pineapple on pizza and went as far as to say that he would ban the topping if he could. The Canadian inventor of Hawaiian pizza, San Panopoulos, defended his creation, stating, "I don't care what he does, he can say whatever he wants." I personally love pineapple on pizza. I don't know about you or the audience, but...
I absolutely hate it. I think it deserves to be left alone. I don't want fruit on my pizza. However, I do like peanut butter on my hamburger.
See, that's just weird. Like, where did you even find that?
I went to a gourmet burger restaurant, and of course they had peanut butter on it.
Wow. Well, I'm personally glad that the president can't ban pineapple from pizza because I love Hawaiian pizza.
Well, Sheridan, that's all the time we have for you today.
I'm Justine Polanic.
And I'm Stephanie Alba.
From all of us in the studio, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks.